Hi everyone! I've never created a video on here, so hopefully this works. Last night's mentor meeting was so good and I had a lot of takeaways, and this morning I was writing them down and it brought me back to a season of my life. Not that all of this was not also relatable to me right now, because it is, but I particularly remembered a season of my life where I was learning the lesson of putting myself first, prioritizing myself, and also affirming the belief within myself that I do have enough time. Like we've been discussing the changing the buts to ands, where we say, I have all of this to do, but I really wanted to, do this for myself. It has to go on the back burner. And we limit our ability to create a creative solution for ourselves by cutting it off with the but. So when we shift it to and, it's like, I have all of this to do and I have enough time for myself, and I'm finding time for myself, and I'm creating space for myself. So there was a season in my life where that was really the theme. And one practice that I had during that season was every single night before I went to bed, I would write myself a letter to read in the morning, because I knew exactly what words I needed to hear. So I would read that in the morning to basically reprogram the belief system that was running, which was I do not have enough time to prioritize myself and to fill my own cup. Before I started reading those letters to myself, I would start the day with this frantic energy. I would have this big task list of things to do and feel like I do not have enough time for myself. And what I would do is I would try and tackle as much as I could in the beginning front end part of my day. And I would just run frantically towards all these tasks as an attempt to alleviate stress, because I'm like, the more of this that I can knock out, the less stressed I will have to feel. So I had this belief that the only way I can go about my day without feeling stressed is if I get ahead. But that's not really the way I want to live, because if I can't enjoy the seasons of my life where I have a lot of things to do and my plate is full, and I am only allowing myself to enjoy the seasons in which I feel like I'm in total control, or that I'm ahead and I'm on top of everything, then I'm really limiting the days and months or weeks or seasons in which I can enjoy my life. So I was really grappling with how to do that, and that's when I started writing letters to myself. And every morning I would wake up and I would read them. Basically, it first started with identifying this old story, which was I do not have enough time. I cannot prioritize myself. I need to get everything done so that I can prioritize myself. But then I realized that I need to fill myself first in the morning, because work stills my creative energy for myself, whereas my me time energizes me for work. It gives me the energy to actually feel like I can show up fully to all the tasks, because I've already done the thing that I'm hoping to get to do once I finish all the tasks. That's why I'm rushing to complete them all. So this is an example of my letter. Rise and shine and let that feeling of overwhelm melt away. Sip your morning coffee slowly and give the first moments of your day to the one who must live it. As you wake to a brand new 24 hours, I am here to remind you of a few things that are more important than what is on your to-do list. You're going to struggle to sit and sip that coffee as your mind races to hurry and knock out some tasks that lie before you. You want to hurry and get things done so that you feel like you have less to do and you can have less stress. And to rid stress, you attempt to do more, but there will always be things to do. So learn to sit with this stress and cope with it healthily. Learn how to handle it. Enter your work after filling yourself first and accomplishing the things that make you feel full. You have time to do it all, but work will steal your creative energy for yourself, whereas your you time will energize you for your work. There should be no feelings of guilt. You are capable of upholding your boundaries and values and living beautifully regardless of your schedule's demands. We tend to be so accustomed to doing all of these tasks and things that we must do from a very frantic energy, when that's just what we're accustomed to. That's not how it has to be done. There's almost a belief of we can get more done more quickly with this frantic energy, like, let me go get it. It's like we don't believe that we can accomplish just as much, if not more, from proceeding about all of those tasks in a calm state of being. But we can accept that feeling of overwhelm and anxiety without identifying with it. We can just acknowledge it by saying, thank you for wanting me to make the most of my time. Because even within the midst of obligations and commitments and responsibilities, we can control the energy within our body and within our being. It's simply shifting from going about doing all of our tasks from this place of fear that I don't have enough time and I need to do all of these things in order to feel the way that I want to feel. Like I cannot feel calm, loved, and peaceful if I do not get ahead or get caught up. Like I would catch myself, even when I did come upon some free time, I would use that to be productive and knock out tasks for the next day, thinking that I can accrue somehow more free time. Maybe one day I would arrive at a full day of free time, but it never works like that. I'm sure you've tried these tactics also. It's like more things just keep coming to be done. I still haven't used the free time that I was working to accrue. But if I pause for a moment and I think about the version of myself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whatever, this future version of me, and I asked her for advice, or I just came to her in my exhaustion and my overwhelm and my stress, and I was just like, what should I do? I'm wanting to, make it to you. Like I'm wanting to make it to this ideal, to this version of myself that I can dream of. And I think that she would look at me, look at each of us, would look at ourselves and would just in the most loving way say, we are okay. We have more than enough time. Like this is unnecessary self-torture. The funny thing is too, when we actually give ourselves time and space, we realize how little of it that we need. Sometimes it could be just a short pause of, gaining awareness, of just stopping for a moment, allowing ourselves to catch our breath. Sometimes it could be a 5-minute walk. Sometimes it could be 5 minutes with the phone completely off, to just, give ourselves a moment to ourselves to reclaim our time. And even just those little things remind us that we actually don't need an entire day of free time. Like if we can make that happen, let's do it. But in the seasons we can't. All we need are those short moments to just remember that I love you and I appreciate you, and I carved out a moment to be connected to you, to be connected to myself. I carved out a moment to be connected to myself, to check in with myself, to take a breath and bring awareness to my body and drop my shoulders. And just those little things give us that love that we need to replace the fear that we are running our program on. So anyway, that's just stuff that I've been thinking about since yesterday's mentor meeting, and thought it would be cool to just drop in and say hi. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching if you did.